Everybody, thanks so much for listening. I'm Jenny. I'm a life coach, and today I'm talking about forgiveness. There's a forgiveness quote that I love, which is the axe forgets, the tree remembers. So the people who hurt you, okay, have already probably forgotten about it while we're still carrying it around with us. Okay, the axe forgets, the tree remembers. There's a lot of conflicting information out there on forgiveness. Forgiveness is really, really tricky. Um, it really pisses me off when people treat forgiveness like it's a choice. Forgiveness is a process. I don't think we should tell people to forgive those who fucked up their life and showed them no remorse. It's very complicated when someone hurts you. But when it feels like they're intentionally flushing your life down the toilet, unforgiveness feels like the only option. And to tell someone to forgive someone who fucked up their life, okay, um, that just pisses people off. It's not helpful. Um, and you're invalidating a lot of nuances that need to go into forgiveness. It's not something that can just be chosen or forced. And it's not something that the offender is ever worthy of. A lot of people, the way a lot of people approach forgiveness, they're coming from a place of moral superiority. They're framing it as something you should do to be a good person. It often involves keeping that person in your life. It often involves denying the truth, the effect on you, and the repression of emotions. This is not how forgiveness is supposed to work. However, it is not possible to hold other adults accountable for their actions. Um, for other people to be accountable for their actions, it's not that they won't be accountable, it's because they can't be accountable. They are either not ready, not willing, or not able to be accountable. It is not that you do not deserve accountability, it is that they are not ready, willing, or capable of it. And so you cannot demand it of another person. Forgiveness is not releasing them from this accountability that you deserve. It is allowing the universe to deliver their karma without interfering. Forgiveness is also framed as protecting someone from the consequences of their actions. This is also not how forgiveness is supposed to work. It's not supposed to mean that their lesson goes unlearned. And because it's framed this way, as letting their lesson go unlearned, this is what renders unforgiveness the only option. But unforgiveness on our part leads to bitterness, resentment, unresolved feelings of vengeance. And the thing that we get wrong about forgiveness is that we expect an apology to heal us. Apologies won't heal us. The only one who can heal your trauma is you, even if you get your apology. And waiting for apologies just cause energy leaks. Even if you get a sorry without change is just manipulation and gaslighting. Okay, it's just an attempt for them to escape having to talk about it anymore, having to deal with it anymore, or to release their own feelings of guilt and shame. So, apologies are not what we can count on. Accountability is not what we can count on. They won't heal us, and waiting for them just causes energy leaks. So, the point is to see forgiveness as an act of selfishness in a good way. They do not deserve forgiveness necessarily, but you deserve forgiveness. And by canceling their debt, you free yourself from being haunted by the apology that you are owed. Forgiveness is not for them, it's for you. It doesn't mean that you need to allow them into your life. It doesn't mean that they need to know that you've forgiven them. It means you need to stop carrying the weight of their mistakes for them so that you can focus on finding joy and a better life instead of resenting them. It is not a choice. The desire to get there as a gift to yourself is the choice. You cannot be expected to forgive someone who devastated you. It's impossible to want to, but you can want to. Freedom is the choice. It's letting the devastation belong to them instead of carrying it for them. It's refusing to allow your past experiences to define how you live in the present. The only forgiveness that you really need to worry about is self forgiveness. The only choice that you really need to make is self forgiveness. To forgive other people, you have to go through anger, not around it. You have to accept the truth of the damage they have done without their participation in accepting that truth. Um, Instead of trying to hold someone accountable, focus on what you can control, which is your own healing. You can heal from situations without any acknowledgement from the person who caused you pain. They are not gatekeepers of your ability to move on. And you have to take this power away from them of treating them like they are the gatekeeper. Um, with toxic people, something that happens a lot is catching fleas. And that is when they treat you so badly that you start reacting in a ways that are similar to how they behave. Okay, and there's a lot of shame that comes with this. It's called catching fleas. It's completely normal. And so the most important person for you to forgive is yourself. Um, forgiving yourself is the priority before you worry about forgiving anyone else. So, for your homework, I want you to make a list of the people whose opinions that you care about. Think about how you're going to decide whose opinion of you matters. Some questions to ask are they paying you? Do they know and understand you deeply as a person? Do you know and respect them deeply as a person? Have they accomplished what you're trying to do or the type of life that you're trying to have? Do they have knowledge that you want access to? Are they a decent human being? And if you don't know them well enough to know these answers, okay, then they probably don't belong on that list. So, think about whose opinions matter to you. And I want you to decenter anyone whose opinions don't matter to you. Okay. Anyone who has caused you harm, anyone who causes you resentment or guilt or shame, I want you to decenter those opinions. Okay. And focus on people who don't haven't done a bunch of things that they need to be forgiven for. Okay. That's everything I have for today, everybody. Thanks so much for listening. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, and if you want more information, there's links in the description.